What's good, YouTube? It's your boy King Leo, and I'm back. I'm back, bringing y'all another mock draft for fantasy football. This week, we're gonna do a half PPR 12-team league. I haven't done this. I haven't done a half PPR at all yet, so we're gonna jump into that. This video might come out a little late. I've been aiming to do Monday, so it might come out late Monday, early Tuesday, whenever you're seeing it. But we're gonna get straight into it. I'm gonna ask Siri to find my pick. Hey Siri. Hey Siri,
Uh-huh.
pick a number between 1 and 12.
A random number between 1 and 12 is 7.
Pick 7 is what Siri said we're going with. We're going to start this thing off. Let's see what we can get in here and talk about today. So we see Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry goes number 2 in the half PPR. I think he's very valid to go number 1 in standard. I mean, he could go 1 in standard. He could go 1 in half PPR. I don't necessarily see him as an option in full PPR, but that's definitely interesting. McCaffrey, Eckler, Cook, Harris. So straight running backs go off the board here. Now, usually I don't go this route, but I think for and it is tough because I haven't done a half PPR yet, so I haven't even played in a half PPR league. But Justin Jefferson, I just think he's going to go ballistic this year being in that new offense. I mean, already in a run-heavy offense from his first 2 years under Mike Zimmer, he's put up insane numbers, like all-time great numbers for a receiver his first 2 years. So now he's coming into a pass-heavy, receiver-friendly offense. So I think the sky is the limit for him. I think he has Cooper Kupp's ceiling of last year. And could go with Cooper Kupp here as taking a receiver. I just think we're going to see some regression. I mean, I don't think he's going to go for that many touchdowns again with Allen Robinson being there, stealing targets and red zone opportunities. But Justin Jefferson, I'm going to go with him just because the ceiling that he has and the floor as well. Safe pick there, I feel like. So then we do see the receivers go off the board like Kupp, Chase, and Diggs. Devontae Adams. We see Alvin Kamara go early second. So we're hearing that his suspension is going to be next year, most likely. Still up in the air about it, but they're saying most likely it's going to be next season. So then we got Chubb and Barkley. First tight end, Travis Kelce goes off the board. So I think with this pick, I'm kind of set on going running back just because I really need one for, a draft. A lot of times I like to go running back first just because of the value of the position. But I'm going to go running back here. I'm going to take Aaron Jones. Why I'm taking Aaron Jones is another super high ceiling guy. I think he has the potential to finish as the RB1, being now that Devontae Adams has left. So already being a very good pass catching back, I believe he has more targets open now. And I don't really have full confidence in this Green Bay receiving core until we see it. So looking at his last 3 seasons in fantasy, RB2 in PPR, RB5 and RB10. This is half PPR, but his numbers are probably similar. So I think with the amount of targets that have opened up in Green Bay, I'm going to go with Aaron Jones. Could see him go for like 80 catches this season, which would be amazing if we can get him in the second round and he does that. A.J. Dillon is there. That kind of might worry some people. A.J. Dillon is definitely going to steal red zone opportunities from him. But I think overall, Aaron Jones, if you can get him in the second round, like back end in the second round, take him. Coming here now, we see Mahomes, Pitts, some more of the receivers. Top players on the board. We got Zeke, James Conner, T. Higgins, Montgomery, Herbert, Breece Hall. This is a tough pick right here. Ooh. I like David Montgomery as a talent, but I just don't like him being in Chicago and the offensive line that they have. It's not really suiting for me. Could go to young guy and Breece Hall again. I don't have a lot of confidence in the Jets offense. I think I'm going to pick Zeke here. Zeke has got a lot of hate. It seems like more and more each season, and his rushing yards per game has progressed. But this is fantasy football. Looking at it from a fantasy aspect, he hasn't finished below RB9 when he's played a full season. 2017, he was suspended for 6 games. So even last year, for as bad as Zeke played, he also was hurt last year, but he finished as RB7 in PPR and 6 in standard. So I think, like, if Zeke can have another top 10 year, I don't care what his stats are for fantasy. If he can finish in the top 10, I'm cool with that. I think Zeke is going to see a lot of red zone opportunities. When Dallas gets inside the red zone and they're on the goal line, they're going to hand Zeke the ball. Now getting into the 4th round, let me pull my roster up. We see guys like Breece Hall, Herbert go, Michael Pittman, Travis Etienne, George Kittle. So, with this pick, Deontay Johnson, heavy target share guy the last couple of seasons. Now we do see George Pickens coming to the offense, also a different quarterback. So, a little bit of uncertainty there. We got some question marks. DJ Moore, a guy that since he came into the league, he has 3 straight 1,000 yard seasons. Not a really good touchdown guy, but new quarterback, Baker Mayfield, I believe that's an upgrade. So I think DJ Moore is a guy we can go after here. Jalen Waddle. Thing about Jalen Waddle is he's the number 2, and I want to see this Miami offense in full effect before I invest. But as a talent, he's phenomenal. I think here I'm going to go with DJ Moore just because, the last 3 seasons he's put up 1,100 yards. He's got an upgrade at quarterback. So I think he's like a really low floor guy. Like I don't see him finishing like as a top 5, maybe not top 10 wide receiver, but I think his floor is super like high. I think he's like a guaranteed top 20, and we draft him as receiver 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, wide receiver 16. So I think he'll finish in that range. So I just think that's like perfect value for right where we drafted him at. So now we got 2 running backs, 2 receivers. Let's look at the quarterbacks here. I think I'm going to hold off. Tight end wise, Schultz is a guy I wouldn't mind actually. Judy is there. He's intriguing. Getting an upgrade at quarterback with Russell Wilson. I think he'll have the best season of his career as well as Cortland Sutton. I think the Broncos receivers are guys that target. I believe that. I like Brandon Cooks too. Brandon Cooks is like the clear-cut number 1, and the offense is going to probably really run completely through him and maybe Damien Pierce, and I can see Nico Collins getting a good share, but Brandon Cooks has all the targets in the world open for him. I think for right now, I'm going to go with, I don't know. I'm going to go with Dalton Schultz at tight end. If it'll let me draft him. Michael Gallup being out for the Dallas offense, as well as James Washington, who is going to come in there and play that role for them. I thought I was going to get Brandon Cooks. So I see Dalton Schultz getting an upgrade in a target share with those guys being out. They're looking for receivers in Dallas. Dak needs guys to throw the ball to. Dalton Schultz is probably the one he has the most chemistry with, as well as CeeDee Lamb. So I like that pick there. Getting into this pick, we got 1 flex on this roster. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Thielen. I'm not going to go with Thielen having Jefferson. Juju is interesting. I believe Juju is going to be our pick here. We have a ton of guys on the board, all in that like same tier. Guys like Darnell Mooney, Bateman, Gabriel Davis, St. Brown. I think they're all in the same tier. So it's kind of it's a really tough decision here. A lot of things to debate about. I'm going to go with Juju though, because I believe out of all these guys, Juju Smith-Schuster is in the best offense. He's going to be operating out of the slot. Lots of targets available in Kansas City with Tyreek Hill being gone. We know it's going to be good. He's going to have a lot of scoring opportunities in Kansas City. Great quarterback play. So I'm going to go with Juju to be our flex. So I got 2 running backs, 3 receivers. Drake London. I haven't heard about Drake London's injury. So he hurt his knee in the preseason, the first game. But I haven't heard much about it. I guess it's not serious. It's just something that they're going to take it easy on him with. See, they're holding him out of practice. I really want to go with another running back here. I think Patterson I don't think he's going to be used nearly as much as he was last year. He's getting up there in age. Also, they did bring in a rookie. I think Tyler Algier. He'll get a significant amount of carries. Also, they have Damien Williams there. Tony Pollard, if he plays receiver this year in a slot, like they've been like kind of rumoring because Dallas doesn't have many weapons. He played receiver at Memphis in college. So if Tony Pollard can like be full on slot receiver, but still have like RB/receiver role on fantasy, kind of like how Taysom Hill was a quarterback/tight end you could use for a couple weeks last year, Tony Pollard will be really valuable. I think having Zeke too, I might go with Tony Pollard here just to have him as like a handcuff as well. I think Tony Pollard gives me multiple variations of value. If Dallas ends up using him in the slot and fantasy moves him to being able to be used as a wide receiver, then I could put him as my flex. You know, that's going to be a guy that's great after the catch, short yardage, really explosive. And then if Zeke goes down, he slides into immediate like low-end RB1 value, I feel like. With this pick, we still need a quarterback. I think I'm going to hold off, though. I'm a fan of holding out for quarterbacks. And I think, I like a couple of guys here. I'm going to go with Chris Olave, though. Reason being, news came out that Michael Thomas is dealing with a hamstring injury. And that's tough because, you know, I want to see Michael Thomas back to the Michael Thomas we know. But with that being said, I mean, he's just been dealing with a lot of injuries and, you know, we can't really trust him to play. So who's the next guy to step up is the New Orleans Saints first round pick, Chris Olave, who was phenomenal in college. I think as a receiver talent, he is very, very good. One of the best receivers that's came out the last couple of years. Super good route runner, has deep speed, has hands. Like, I don't think he has a significant flaw to make him not be successful in the NFL. Could have a better quarterback, but Jameis Winston is going to throw the ball. So Chris Olave, I think, is a good high ceiling pick right here. See Dak Prescott, James Cook, Christian Kirk go off the board. Guys we have here is Aaron Rodgers, Garrett Wilson. Again, Garrett Wilson I love as a talent as well. Those Ohio State guys are great this past year. I think I see my pick, though. I'm going to go with Damien Pierce, running back out of Houston. He played his first preseason game. He was phenomenal. They sat him out the second preseason game, and what that tells me is that they've seen enough, and I think they're going to go with him as a starter. Not really. I mean, they have Marlon Mack and Rex Burkhead there, but I think, you know, Damien Pierce right now at age 22 is going to be the starting running back for this Texans offense. Not a good offense. So I don't know how many scoring opportunities he's going to have. But when we're this late in the draft, what round is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not going to get those top tier running backs. I just need guys that, you know, that are going to have a high ceiling, that are going to have, you know, solid value. I think Damien Pierce is one of those guys, not really going to have a lot of pass catching opportunity in a half PPR league, but it is half PPR, not full. So we're not totally relying on that. But I could see this guy getting 10, maybe 15 carries a game, which is enough value for this round in the draft. I like how this team's coming together. Okay, so right here, I'm going to go with my quarterback. We've been waiting on him. Derek Carr, I think he's just a great pick for this year. Last year, he was top 5 in passing yards. The only thing that held him back was touchdowns. He didn't throw for a lot of touchdowns. I think he had like 20-something touchdowns last season. 23 touchdowns. So that's super low. He also had 14 picks, but I think, we see the passing yards, and also the addition of Devontae Adams, I think, will fix that touchdown problem from last year. They played together in college for 2 seasons, were phenomenal. Devontae Adams was, I think he was like top 5 in receiving touchdowns for a season his second year with Derek Carr. So these guys have chemistry together. Also, just his situation, lots of playmakers in Oakland. Also, Josh McDaniels coming over there, an offensive-minded head coach. We've seen McDaniels have tons of success calling plays in New England, although be it with Tom Brady. But Josh McDaniels knows football. He knows the offensive game. I think he can potentially make Derek Carr an MVP candidate with the weapons they have in Oakland. So we'll go with Derek Carr. Super valuable pick this late in the 10th round. We see some defenses that are coming off the board. Kirk Cousins goes. I think with these defenses coming off the board, I have to go with the defense. We don't want to be stuck without one. We got Tampa Bay. We got the Rams, the Cowboys, Niners, Ravens, Broncos, Patriots. I like the Broncos defense. They have a lot of guys, Patrick Surtain, Bradley Chubb, Randy Gregory. They got guys at every level that can make an impact. Like you'll see this depth chart. Kawan Williams in the slot at corner. Ronald Darby. Kareem Jackson has been in the league for a while. So I think they have a very veteran group there in Denver. Also, in their joint practice versus Dallas, they were phenomenal when I was watching. I'm a Cowboys fan, and I was just like, oh my God, this defense is suffocating. But the thing with them is that they play in a really tough division. So 6 of their games, they're going to be playing very good offenses. And those offenses are capable of putting up 30, 40 points, even against a good defense. So I'm going to stay away from them. And I believe I'm going to go with the Rams defense just because of the superstars they got over there. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Bobby Wagner. They got guys at every level. I think that's important for picking a defense in fantasy, is find a defense that has elite playmakers at every level. Defensive line, linebacker, secondary. So we got the Rams on defense. Now we're going to go with the kicker. We're going to take Justin Tucker, be the first team to take a kicker. Having a kicker is very valuable. I don't like having to waiver guys in and out every week, even though, you can get by with it. I've done that before. You can get by with wavering guys in and out every week. But having Justin Tucker, that's a guy, whenever the Ravens kick field goals, extra points, he's going to get the points. He's not missing. He also has 60-yard field goal potential, which could be a difference maker in a matchup any week. So now we have our full starting lineup filled out. So we have to fill out this bench. On the bench, I have 2 running backs and 1 receiver at the moment. I believe that with this pick, I'm going to go with Khalil Herbert. When Khalil Herbert got the starting job last year, he was phenomenal. He played very, very well. And I think now in his second year, they're going to try to implement him more in the offense. So I think it's going to be more of like a 1-2 with David Montgomery. I think David Montgomery will still get the bigger share of carries and targets as well. But I don't think it's going to be like, I think Khalil Herbert will be fantasy relevant. I don't know if he'll be a flex play at the moment, but I think he has the potential to be a flex play. Also a super good handcuff if David Montgomery goes down, because we've seen what he did in the games he started last year. So getting into our next pick, let's scroll down here. DJ Chark, Raheem Mostert, Jalen Tolbert. This is a tough pick. We got a lot of rookies in this area. Now, I might be reaching here, but I'm going to pick Zamir White of the Oakland Raiders. Rookie this season. Very, highly recruited player coming out of high school. I think he was the number one prospect coming out of high school. He just dealt with a lot of injuries the past couple years, but he's healthy right now. We seen in the first preseason game, he looked phenomenal with the ball in his hands. And the Raiders also didn't pick up Josh Jacobs' fifth-year option. So that kind of tells me that they don't really want Josh Jacobs there, or they're not fully invested in him. So I think Zamir White could potentially see a lot of opportunities being the young guy there. Has pass catching ability, and if he's a solid handcuff if Jacobs goes down, because I see the Oakland Raiders offense being very, very good this year. So we'll go with Zamir White of the Oakland Raiders getting on our next pick. I might be reaching for these guys, but these are just guys I really, really like. Deshaun Watson is interesting as well. We know the actual suspension now is 11 games. So if you can, if you want to take that risk and you want to, I feel like he's somebody you would take if you wait on quarterback, like my situation, getting a Derek Carr, getting a Kirk Cousins like guy, Matthew Stafford even. If you take them and then you want to take Deshaun Watson to potentially give you that boost for the last couple games, and if you get into the playoffs, Deshaun Watson is an okay pick. But for me, I don't see him being that much of a difference for Derek Carr for me to pick him versus me going and getting a guy like KJ Osborne. KJ Osborne is in a what we expect to be very pass heavy Minnesota offense, very high scoring Minnesota offense this year, receiver friendly, and also with me having Justin Jefferson. If Jefferson was to get hurt, hopefully he doesn't, KJ Osborne is going to step right in like he did for Adam Thielen last season. And KJ Osborne was great last year when he got opportunities. So I think that's another valuable pick for me. Now we have 2 picks left. Looking at the board, I believe I'm going to go with this rookie Kansas City running back, Isaiah. I don't know how to say his last name. Maybe you guys can give me a proper pronunciation in the comment section. At this point, I'm just picking, you just want to go get high ceiling guys. Like this guy right here is a rookie running back in a very, very elite offense. So he's going to have scoring opportunities. If they do give him the opportunity to play. Now we know Ronald Jones is there, but Ronald Jones has been working with second team from what I've been hearing. They have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Jerick McKinnon, so very crowded. I do see one of these guys are getting cut before the season. So we'll see how it turns out. But I think the ceiling with him being, in the Kansas City offense is super, super high. Like how Kareem Hunt was his rookie year when he came out. Just him being in that situation boosted his fantasy value very, very much. So we'll go with him. We don't need a guy that's going to maybe contribute and maybe put up 10 points a week. We look for guys that are going to be league winners at this stage in the draft. So last pick, let's just look for a guy that, has that good ceiling. Really we do need a backup tight end. Even though I see a lot of receivers I like here, I need a backup tight end. I believe, we have a couple of options. Gerald Everett, high octane, high passing volume offense. That's been the theme, but that's the way to go in fantasy. You don't want to really go and get players from bad offenses like the Giants. For an example, other than Saquon, I really wouldn't pick anybody in that offense just because it's been terrible for years. We also got Evan Ingram here in Jacksonville. I think he's going to be the guy I go with just because, they paid him a lot of money, so I see him getting a, a decent target share. But there is a lot of guys there: ETN, Christian Kirk, Marvin Jones they brought in. But I think at this point he might just be the best option for me. I could go with a rookie like Trey McBride and see how that works out. But we're going to go with Evan Ingram. And we know his ceiling. We know what he did when he first came into the league. He was a top 10 tight end. So if we get anything like that, then that's great for the 17th round. But that's going to do it. Let's take a look at our team one more time. Quarterback, Derek Carr. We got Aaron Jones and Zeke at running back. Justin Jefferson and DJ Moore as our receivers, with Juju at the flex and Schultz at the tight end position. Justin Tucker and kicker. Rams defense. I think this starting lineup could easily, I think this is easily a playoff team for sure. Pollard on the bench, Olave, Damien Pierce, Herbert, Zamir White. A lot of young guys there, but I think they're in good situations to get a lot of opportunities, so we're cool with taking those young guys. KJ Osborne, Evan Ingram, and Isaiah. But with that being over with, that's going to be the end of the video. If you guys made it this far, thank you for watching. Make sure you guys drop a like, sub to me. I'm going to be dropping lots of fantasy content, lots of film study content, just football content in general. Football head doing football things over here on the channel. And comment any questions you guys got, any opinions you guys got. I love reading y'all's opinions and, conversating with you guys in the comment section. So go ahead and do that. But anyways, that's it for the video. Hope you have a good day. Peace.